So we have now made our way through all of the create statements. We're going to go to the opposite end of the spectrum and go to drops. So what does this mean? Basically, you can think of drop as delete. So you can drop your tables, you could drop views, and you can drop indexes. So everything we can create, we can also get rid of. The only caveats, well, drop view, obviously we can't do that since we couldn't even create them in the first place using the specific language. But you would be able to if you were able to create it in your database. And the dropping tables isn't going to work out if it's referenced inside of another constraint. So caveats to that. But otherwise, it is literally this easy. The code is super duper simple. Okay, so I'm going to pause this and we can jump back to Access for demo. Okay, so I brought us back to Access, and we had left off where I had actually changed the index to no, just to show that this dropped up is the thing, GUI interfaces. However, if we want to do it using code, we can do that too. So query, the last thing I did was to create that index. Now we are going to delete it. So we're telling it to drop the index. This is the index name from what we had done. The index name is on that table called my states. All right, here we go. We're gonna run our, oh, and again, you can't change the things if the thing is open. All right, so let's check out my states again. Let's go to design view. Right there, indexed. No, look at that, it worked. Great. Let's do that. Okay. So let's try our drop table. I'm gonna switch that. We're gonna go to design, run. Oh, and look at that, our my states disappeared. So again, doesn't say like, hey, I did the thing. I'm like, be proud of me. But if you run it again, it'll complain because it's already deleted. So you can't delete it twice. So if you're not sure and you hit it twice, then that's what's gonna happen. Okay, so yeah, so you can see super duper easy. Why would you want to do this in SQL rather than doing it with the point and click? And so this is a basic rule of thumb that you think about for any anytime you're coding anything. So for example, my first coding experience was with SPSS, which is a stats database that stats program that we use in psychology, not unlike SAS and all these other ones, that is highly a point and click program, like how Access is. But we always saved the code because if you wanted to reproduce what you did, you needed to have the code. Otherwise, you have to like point and click every single thing that you did the entire way through, right? So code is always good to have so that you can reproduce it. And you can see where it says query 1, but I have queries over here. I've saved queries. Oh. It wants to run it because I'm clicking on it. Let's see, I think, yeah, when you try to close it, it says, do you want to save changes to the design? So if you say yes, you can say drop table. So this is my example of dropping a table, and that's the code. And so we can pop that open that way, see the code. If you wanted to create it again, we can see this. I can actually run that again. Go back to dropping it, I can drop it again. Super duper easy. So that's why code is awesome. Even when you have point and click systems, it makes everything very, very fast if you need to redo something. Okay, last step, altering tables.